The third Belt and Road Forum for International Cooperation is approaching, which will be an important platform for discussing the high-quality cooperation of the Belt and Road at the point of time at the 10th anniversary of this initiative. Today, we have Mr. Hussein Askari, the Vice Chairman of the Belt and Road Institute in Sweden.
History books will talk about the Belt and Road Initiative as a watershed in this whole century. What the Belt and Road Initiative has provided is a model of bilateral and multilateral economic cooperation, which has been missing at least since the 1970s on a global scale. Now, the emphasis of the Belt and Road on the common goals of development of nations, transcending political, social, cultural, and ideological differences is a unique feature of the BRI, which makes it very, very unique. And also the respect of the sovereignty and dignity of respective participating nations. This is a very important addition to global governance system because the world has been for a very long time dominated by geopolitical games, by zero-sum games, and the winner takes it all. These ideologies have actually, as China has shown, are counterproductive, and they will hurt everyone, as we see with all the trouble around the world now. And that's why China is very keen on question of economic development, but also peace and security in the world. And the concept of peace through economic development is now taking a very important center stage.
Could you do a brief introduction of the BRIX, like what's the original intention to establish it and what did you do in the past 5 years?
Because we have been working in the Schiller Institute for almost 30 years on developing the concept of transcontinental, Eurasian, African connectivity, what impact that will have on the global economy if we connect all nations with infrastructure, power, water, energy, and so on, what that, and also our analysis of the Belt and Road Initiative, which we have written books about, it was very impressive for a lot of, we agreed with a number of entrepreneurs, with other interested people to establish an association in the first place. We called it the Belt and Road Institute to bring together the expertise of many different actors in Sweden and also internationally to both inform about the benefits of the Belt and Road Initiative for Sweden, for Europe, for the world. But also, gradually, we realized that we had to say something about the negative propaganda being said about the Belt and Road Initiative, which we know is false.
In recent years, there are some voices are questioning the BRI. You can see some words like the debt trap. So what's your comment of these voices?
Yeah, well, I think we have done a lot of research on, for example, the question of the debt trap narrative, and we studied Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Zambia, Montenegro, all these cases. What we find out is, first of all, these countries have been in a debt trap long before the BRI came on the stage, and China has nothing to do with the financial crisis. These countries have been, because of many reasons, wars, civil wars, terrorism, pandemics, and other crises have destroyed the economies of those nations. And then these nations have resorted long time ago to borrowing massively from financial institutions in the West at very high interest rates and very short-term debt, which is used only to solve some fiscal or trade deficits. So this money is not invested in developing the economy. Besides, the Chinese loans are dedicated to improving the infrastructure, which means the country's economy can grow and be able to pay its debt. The Western debt is poisonous because it's just accumulating and they need to borrow every time to pay the old debt. China does not do that. Besides, China is world champion in debt relief and forgiving debt and canceling debt, actually, for example, the most affected nations.